ORLY is a dynamic entrepreneur who has founded 5 successful companies. As a corporate trainer, best-selling author, and international public speaker, she has helped over 200,000 people worldwide boost their bottom line by multiplying their sales. A certified behavior analyst, ORLY is a trusted coach for corporate leaders globally, known for delivering results. With 14 years of experience, she specializes in helping public speakers, coaches, and entrepreneurs create lucrative business models for public speaking. Orly guarantees her clients will make 6 figures from speaking, or works with them until they do. Transform your passion into profit today. Welcome, Orly.
Thank you so much, Sandra. Thank you for doing this. Congratulations on your success. I love the people that you brought to the room. So nice. Thank you, everybody. Yes, so as Sandra said, I am a business coach for public speakers and entrepreneurs, and the only one in the world that guarantees they'll make 150K the first year in public speaking, or I work with them until they do. And today I want to talk to you about why does it matter that you do speak? No matter where you speak, no matter what you speak about, it is important because somebody wants to hear your message. I'm going to ask you to first do an exercise. Take a piece of paper. And how many of you want to be paid speakers? Like, just raise your hand. I can see you if you're, yeah, there you go. All right. So I'm glad that there's a few people that still want to be paid to speak. And I want you to take a piece of paper and I'm going to name 20 things that you must have heard that you need to have in order to get booked and paid as a speaker. And all I want you to do is every time I mention one that you heard, you just do a check mark. And then I'm going to ask you to give me how many of those did you hear? Okay. Everybody ready? I'm going to go really quickly because my time is definitely limited. I'm Sandra's event. All right. So that you need to have a book, that you need to have a podcast, that you need to have a website, that you need to have a speaker press kit, that you need to have a signature talk, that you need to have a TEDx talk, that you need to have a niche, that you need to have to be a celebrity, speak 100 times for free before you get paid, be a good speaker, be salesy, no need to network. Being a guest on a podcast is a stage. Have an email list, have a boohoo story, get a speaking agent, belong to the Speakers Bureau or belong to the NSA. Speak for free to get exposure and no need to do social media. How many of these have you heard that you need to absolutely have in order to get paid as a speaker?
Yeah.
Most of them. Wow. Okay, Randy. All right. All of them, several, all. I get that a lot. Well, guess what, guys? You don't need to have any of them. How cool is that? You don't need any of them to get paid as a speaker. And guess what? I am full proof of that. I had somebody redo my website and I gave him my URL and I gave him my access to my GoDaddy. And guess what? He took my URL from my GoDaddy and put it into his GoDaddy and didn't want to give back to me unless I would pay him thousands of dollars. Well, it's not about the money, it's about principle. I didn't want to pay him the money. So I decided to just create meetorlyamore.com, which you can visit. But for 2 years, I didn't even have a website and I speak 6 to 8 times a month. So guess what happened? I was able to get booked without having a website. That's one of the proofs. By the way, I have been in this business for 27 years, full time. So I've seen them come and go. And if you're not in it to be for the long haul, you're going to lose in the opportunities because I'm going to share some serious good opportunities with you guys that you're going to be able to take today and get booked and paid within the next 90 days. How many of you want that? Give me a thumbs up. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. All right. So let me ask you this. Do you have a great message? And by the way, if you are passionate about anything, you have a great message. So put a yes in the chat for me on that one. Okay. Just a quick why. You don't. Oh my God. Who said I speak a lot? I speak a lot. I speak a lot. Yes. Oh gosh. And I'm going to ask you another question. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love your participation. I'm gonna ask you another question. Are you a good speaker? And by the way, if you're passionate about anything, you are a good speaker. Let's just make that clear. So go ahead and put another yes in the chat and let me know that you are a great speaker. And believe me, you are. Who's laughing? Oh, thank you. All right. So out of the two, which one do you think that event planners care about most? Which one of these two do you think event planners care about most? Your message, number one, or are you a good speaker, number two, or both? I'll give you a B. So M, S, or B. Tell me which one of the two do you think event planners care about most? I see B's, I see M, I see S, I see B. Okay. Okay, people are taking the easy way out. Okay, both very good. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, guess what? Neither. Yes, it was a trick question if to know if you know the industry. And yes, it's neither. You do not have to be a good speaker or have a great message. Let me tell you what they care about most. They care that you show up on time and finish on time. That's what they care about most, because if you don't finish on time, you can screw up their whole schedule, right? And so you need to think about the event planners. They did a survey on the most stressful jobs in America, Canada and the United States, 100 most stressful jobs. Number one was military jet fighter plane pilot. Number two was air traffic controller. Number five was event planner coordinator. Do you really think they have time for reading your book, getting to your website, going on your social? They don't have time for that. So you got to give it to them ready to go. Makes sense, right? I mean, totally makes sense. It's logical almost, right? All right. Well, in 2010, I told my business coach that I would like to impact the lives of 200 million people by 2025. Yes, I know we're there, but I'm going to explain. I go by two mantras. One is by Les Brown, The How is Not Your Business. And the second one is by Sir Richard Branson. If an opportunity knocks, say yes, figure it out later. And I've built my companies on those two mantras. I never really thought about things. I just jumped in and gave it my all. And if it worked, great. And if it didn't, then I learned that it doesn't work. It's just that simple, because we are always living in fear of what ifs and what not. And then we hear other people in our head, don't spend the money, don't do this, you're gonna, whatever it was, I've made money because I was able to prove everybody wrong, because I said, no, I'm going to do it and I'll figure this out. That's exactly how things happen for me. I am an educated person, but let me tell you, my education did not serve at all. even my core values are the most important things to me, which is integrity, community, and service. And that is so important that you understand that, because we're here to serve, not to sell. I'm not here to sell you on anything but yourself. So in 2010, again, a few months later of my conversation with my business coach, I had a pool party at my house with a bunch of my friends who are speakers. And I'm hearing them complaining, there's no speaking gigs, nobody's paying, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, guys, not thinking, just saying, guys, what are you talking about? Minimum wage in public speaking is $150,000 a year. And they looked at me like I fell out from the moon. They're like, are you crazy, Orly? Some of us make 50, some of us make 60, some of us 80, 100, that's pushing it. 150, you're out of your mind, Orly. I said, okay, you do you, I'll do me. And in my head, I was thinking, well, thank God I didn't tell them that I triple that. Because then I was thinking of, very vivid imagination. I thought they were going to drown me in my pool, take over the house, take over the dogs. I was really panicking, really. But I didn't tell them. But what you need to know is that it's still minimum wage. It's nothing to you maybe write home about, but a lot of people are not making it. That is the problem, right? So a few weeks later, after that party, I was traveling to Europe, and I had a tour of 7 countries where I was speaking. And at the end of that tour, I landed in Arlington, Texas to speak. And as I'm standing in the break room for speakers, these 3 guys came over to me, and one of them said, aren't you ORLY AMOR? I said, yeah, do I know you? Sorry, I don't remember. They said, oh, no, we've never met before, but we've seen you on the circuit. I said, oh, okay. Phew. here we are talking and networking. And at one point, one of them says to me, listen, I'm just curious, how did you get this gig? I said, I don't know. I called, I told them what I speak about. They paid me and I'm here. They all looked at me like if I had three heads. You got paid? And I'm like, oh, crap. You guys didn't? They're like, no, we got our expenses paid, but we didn't get paid. I said, oh, no, no, I got paid and I got my expenses paid. And they said, well, we want to know how you did that. And you guys know my personality now. So I said, well, if I tell you, I'm going to have to charge you. But I was just kidding because I wasn't coaching at the time. So before I could say just kidding, they said, okay, name your price. And I said, what? Oh, no, give me your card. I don't know. I don't coach. I have no idea what you're talking about. Anyways, I went back inside because I was speaking next and I wanted to network a little bit as well. And I went to see the event planner and I said, listen, I think I just screwed up in there. I just told these three guys that I got paid to be here and they didn't. She said, shh, you're the only one who got paid. And I said, really? Why? She's like, they didn't ask. What? Right? Can you believe, like, if you don't ask the answers, oh, guys, that's right. You need to ask, what's your budget? Something, ask them if they have a budget. If you don't know how much to charge, just tell them what's your budget, and maybe what their budget is might be a good fit for you. Who knows, right? But it will also build your confidence, don't you think? It will build your confidence that somebody's willing to actually pay you. Now, here's what my disclaimer is, guys, is that no matter how old you are, no matter what you've been through, where you're at in your business, anywhere, it doesn't matter. You've paid for your knowledge through education, time, money, blood, sweat, tears, aggravations, ups and downs. You've paid for your knowledge. That's your intellectual property. Why would you give it away for free? Now, you guys are okay with me being no BS, right? You guys are okay with me? Yeah, thumbs up. You're okay with me not just saying it real, being real, right? If you want exposure, go outside. The sun is going to give you plenty. It's not going to pay your bills. Okay. You got to get out there and speak. And women, I got to tell you, you got to get out there. We are still 1.9% of all the speakers in the world. I know, oh, shocker, right? Oh my God, are you kidding me? We are in 2025 right now. Well, this is airing in 2025. I don't know when somebody else would listen to it, but just making sure. All right. Well, I went home from that Arlington event and I figured, oh my God, there's a problem in this industry because I remember my conversation at the pool with my friends. And then I hear these guys didn't get paid. So I'm thinking, oh my God, what is the problem? And so I created a program that actually helps people and guarantees they'll make the 150K. So I call my friends, the ones who were at the pool, and I said, hey guys, I'm thinking, I'm not sure yet, but I'm thinking of coaching speakers on the business of public speaking and guaranteeing they're going to make 150K the first year, or I work with them until they do. What do you think? Should I do it? They're like, oh my God, Orly, you should totally do it. It's like the holy grail. We'll hire you. And I'm like, what? Who are you and what have you done with my friends? All of a sudden, you willing to pay? That's hysterical. But one of my friends said to me, but Orly, wait a second. How are you going to reach the 200 million? What if you do the coaching and you help people get out there and impact people's lives and they tell you, who cares how much money they make? There's a lot of money to be made. What if they just tell you how many people they're impacting through their social media, etc.? What if you dig that number and you get the 200 million? I said, oh, that is amazing. That will be my why. Guys, I don't have kids. I don't have any other thing to have as my why, which is this is it. And I said, yeah, I'm going to do it. So just to let you know, I called back those three guys also, those three guys that I met in Arlington. I said, guys, listen, I don't know what I'm doing. Listen, guys, I can't make this shit up. I said, I don't know what I'm doing, but I created a program that's going to guarantee you make 150K your first year in public speaking, or I work with you until you do. And all three of them said, what do you mean? How do you guarantee that? Nobody guarantees anything. I said, you know what? Fair enough. If I can guarantee you a job at McDonald's, anywhere USA, can I guarantee they start you at minimum wage in the state that they're in? And they said, of course, it's the law. I said, exactly. That's what I'm guaranteeing you. I'm only guaranteeing you minimum wage in public speaking. We make a lot more than that, but that's minimum wage. So they all hired me right away. And two of them are making like $300,000 to $400,000 for the past about 10 years. And one of them is made 1.2 million in 2017. So yes, there's enough money, but I would not work as hard as he did. I'll tell you that. No way, Jose. I like my life. Thank you so much. But that only tells you that you also have a problem that you can solve. Here's the 5 questions you need to answer for any event planner. Who are you? What do you know? What problem are you solving? How are you solving it? And why should I care? Not why should Orly care? Why should the event planner care? Why should the audience care? Because you must solve a problem for them. And if you're thinking, okay, I'm gonna just go and let you know a little bit another secret is that I did not know until that moment that I met those 3 guys. I did not know about speak to sell, pay to play, speak for free. That was not even in my vocabulary, guys. I didn't know. You don't know what you don't know, right? I did not know about these things. I learned them as I went after that event. People say, oh, you don't sell from stage. No, I don't sell from stage. Why? I get paid before I get on. It's a very lucrative business, by the way, if you can sell from stage, but you got to know your numbers. How many of you have heard of Shark Tank? Right? What does Mr. Wonderful say all the time? Okay, let's go to brass tacks. What are your numbers? This is no different as a business. You need to know your numbers. If there's 100 people in the room, do you know your closing ratio? How many people do you think will buy your package? Whatever that is. And if you don't know that, then don't practice on a paid audience. Go and get the numbers. Speak as many times as possible, get to your offer, make an offer, see how many people buy it, and justify the ratio, because then you can make very good living on just speak to sell. But I don't like it. I don't like to sell, and I don't like to sell from stage. I do sell still, but without selling from stage, because sometimes when you get paid to speak, the event planner doesn't want to give you a chance to make an offer. They're calling it a selling shit fest. They don't want that. Okay. And there is a reason why I know all this. So let's get to some industry facts for all of you who love numbers. I know some of you do. I get it. All right. So here's some really cool numbers. This industry, first of all, there are 64,000 events a day in America alone that pay public speakers. Canada and the United States. Yes, 64,000 a day. All of us together in one room with 300 of our friends each will never be able to reach 64,000 in one day. You agree? So that means that is super cool. The other thing is that 97% of speakers and coaches only make $70,000 a year. That's below poverty line, guys. That's below poverty line. You need to make more. And there is an opportunity to make more. 98% of speaker sheets are done wrong. Why? Because people are calling it one sheet and media sheet, and they don't even know the difference. And they go online and they go to their friend Google and Google a one sheet and a media sheet and a blah, blah, blah. And then they put it all together into one sheet because they think it looks pretty. And then they say, yeah, I have my one sheet, but it doesn't give them any bookings. Why? Because it doesn't serve the same purpose. And if you understand that, you know, in restaurants and in bars, they have menus, right? And the menu has a science behind it. That's the way it's constructed for that business, for that industry. Same goes for ours, for this industry. 80% of speakers quit after the 3rd contact with an event planner. How many of you would have quit after the 3rd contact? How many? Show your hand, because I know it's real. All right. And guess what? 80% of the speaking gigs are booked between the 7th and the 12th contact. So be honest. How many of you would have quit after the 3rd contact, right? And so that's the problem in the industry, is that event planners won't reply to you if they're not looking for speakers. Think about it this way. Some events happen once a year, twice a year, 3 times a year, and 4 times a year. And then there's some events that happen every 2 years, every 3 years, or every 4 years, like the election. So you are missing out if you don't continue contacting the event planner. The only time you uh, the only time that you are going to get banned from an event planner, I mean, wait to get an email that says, if you don't stop contacting me, I'm going to send the cops to your house. This will never happen, guys. So don't worry about it. I have been in this business for 27 years full time. I've never gotten an email like that. The only email I ever got was, why are you contacting everybody in my office? Well, because I don't know who one of you is the one that hire speakers. That's why, and I'm going to give you the script in a minute, but like, seriously, who cares? I'm contacting everybody until one of you answers me. That's what it is, right? All right. And here's the biggest one. 48% of speakers don't even respond to event planners. That is horrible. 48%. Do you guys understand that if you would not respond to 48% of your potential clients, what kind of clients will you have? Seriously. Or how many clients are you losing because you don't respond, right? Imagine that in this business, 48%. And you know why? It's not that they don't want to respond. It's they don't have their shit together. Sorry to say it that way. I don't know how many times I talk to people and they go, well, I have my bio. Yes, but not in the way they want to see it. Oh, I have my speaker sheet. Yeah, but not in the way they want to see it. So you're constantly just going against a wall. And that's a problem, right? You guys agree, right? Thumbs up. It's a problem if you don't respond to the person who's going to hire you to be on their stage. All right. So you can now be one of those who are not a part of the 48%. Okay. Let's be a part of the 52%. All right. Another very big statistic is that we are short by 1 million speakers in the world right now. And we are also short by 1 million coaches in the world right now. Yes. So do you think there's an opportunity for you? Absolutely. Don't let anyone tell you different. I'm just saying, I always say this. I don't care if you hire me or not. It's okay. You can get out there by yourself and still make the money. I'm going to also show you today. I don't know how much more time I have. Sandra, would you please tell me how much more time I have? Because I want to make sure that I serve your
7 minutes.
7 minutes. Holy crap. Okay, very well. No, I'm just kidding. I will finish on time. All right. So what is missing in the industry? Variety, diversity, and women speakers. Women, I just want to shake you, get out there, go, 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 just go. Don't worry about anything. All right. What are the 3 top topics? Health, wealth, and relationships. You all fall under all 3. I know some people will say, well, what about AI? Well, AI falls under all 3, which is great, right? It doesn't matter. Leadership, all of it falls under all 3 because in every one of those businesses, there is leadership. So don't think about motivation or inspiration because those are everywhere. Seriously, there's too many of everything. Cool? So let me give you another number. One is that right now, this industry is a $113.2 billion industry. Yes. And by 2026, it'll grow to 118.9 billion with a B dollars. So do you think there is room for you? So the only 3 problems that most people have is that they're either poorly packaged, they don't know how to find events with pockets, and they don't know how to negotiate. You need to know how to talk to an event planner because if you're talking still, the word niche doesn't even exist in the industry. If you say my niche is, they know you don't know what you're doing. It's been 15 years. We don't use that word. But in the industry, a lot of people say that word because that's what they heard. And God bless them. I can't fault them because there's 2 reasons why speakers don't make money. They don't know how. And the second one is that they're lazy. They don't want to do the work. So my guarantee is that they work 1 hour a day, 5 days a week. And you'll be surprised on how many people don't have that 1 hour a day, right? Online speaking too. Yes, honey. Yes, absolutely. By the way, virtual speaking is 78% of the market, 78% because we're also calculating hybrid. So there is virtual, there is live, and then there's the hybrid, the ones that have both. I was speaking in Miami not long ago. I was speaking in Miami live, And I was hired to speak virtually in Italy. I could not be in Italy and Miami at the same time. Maybe if I had to be in Miami and Fort Lauderdale on the same day, yes. But in Italy, I don't think so, right? Well, they brought me in on Zoom. I got 10K for 1 hour, and I spoke in Miami for another chunk of change. Isn't that a great day? It's great when it happens, and it's okay. You guys can do it too. I'm no different. I'm not special. I've just been in it for a long haul, and that's all it is, right? I don't want you to struggle. That's what this is about. So, did you learn something today that impressed you, in the sense that impressed upon you to take action, get out there? Because this is so important. Because if you have a message, somebody is willing to pay for it. And that is my tagline, because I believe that you can get out there and get paid and make good money. Now, it's up to you. It's all in your power. You can do it.
Tell us about your gift and your VIP gift as well.
Ooh, I think my gift is the 30-minute with me. Is that what my gift is? I'm not even sure, because you're gonna have to help me. Well, one of the gifts is it's sign up for VIP anyway. Like, you need to sign up for VIP no matter what. It's a great contribution to the event, to the event host, and it's a great contribution to all the value you're getting from an event. So it is important to be VIP. And the free gift, oh wow, you guys are getting a better free gift than the other summits. Awesome. Okay, you guys are getting the expert guide for speaking for no fee, but monetizing every opportunity. Definitely take it. Absolutely. I think the VIP one is the 30 minutes with me, no pitch, no sale. Just come and talk to me about your path. What do you want to do? You have to decide you need to be in this business. You can't flake it out and say, oh, I'll try this for a month or two or a year, whatever. No, you got to be in it to win it. Zig Ziglar said, public speakers, we don't retire, we die. So you got to be in it for the long. Actually, he did. He died 4 days after he spoke on stage in Dallas, Fort Worth. He was 94 years old. He was on stage for 15 minutes, and I couldn't get to that event because my flight was canceled. OMG. I'm still upset about it. That's why I still talk about it. But that's what also we regret in life, that we didn't do what we needed to do to get things done. And then we suffer through years of being on the sideline, watching other people do it, and then we don't take action. The only people that make money are people who take action. It doesn't matter in what you want to do, but I'd love to have that conversation, and I would really welcome it. Any feedback or testimonial, and you can definitely connect with me on LinkedIn and all that. I'll put my information in the chat. No worries. Any questions, comments, observations, anything? Raise your hand. I don't know how much time we have, but okay, a minute or so.
Orly's amazing.
Thank you.
I went to one of her master classes or workshops or whatever, learned a ton. So definitely. Jenny's got a question.
Jenny.
Yeah, I posted it in the chat, but
I'm sorry, I didn't see it.
hello. My question was, when you talked about speaker sheets, do you do them specifically for the event, or do you just have a generic one for any event?
Just a generic one for any event, but in a certain way that event planners will want to hire you. See, in order to get out there, you need to be intriguing, sexy, marketable. Unfortunately, everybody sounds the same these days, right? So how is the event planner going to actually hire you instead of somebody else? What we want with your speaker sheet is to make it so punchy that they don't swipe over you. We call it the swipe. I wrote a book called Public Speakers You're Not All That, 12 Reasons Why Event Planners Won't Hire You. And I interviewed over 3,400 event planners for this book. It took me 4.5 years out of my own time and my own dime just to give you the truth about this industry.
Okay.
Did I answer your question, Jenny?
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so, so much, Orly, for coming.
You,
I know
Sandra.
how busy you are.
Oh, good.
So I appreciate your coming and giving us these wonderful wisdom and gifts. So
Sounds good.
thank you
you
so much. Definitely
Awesome.
connect with Orly. And guys,